Welcome to Secrets to Win Big with Arjun Sen. This is Arjun, and it's a pleasure to bring to you a 5-minute podcast highlight from my discussion with Tom Cole, founder of Bradford Marketing and Business. Tom Cole is high impact personified. Tom, first third of his career, made major big impacts in the corporate world. Then on the agency side, he came in and brought his expertise to start making incredible big impacts for major brands from Domino's and others. And then finally, most recently under COVID, he is taking Bradford Marketing through record growth by putting team members first and through transparency. An incredible story from this soft-spoken, gentle, kind-hearted person who's a very different kind of a leader. In any meeting, Tom is usually the last person to speak. But when Tom speaks, people listen. Here are a few nuggets from Tom Cole. First of all, Tom talks about leadership, and he puts that into perspective. For a leader who is established, it's very important to create an environment where everyone always has a voice. Make sure even the junior most team member feels that that person, he or she has a voice, and they never give it up, because big ideas come from everywhere. He also talks about how established leaders should work. Always ask for feedback. Never close the door to get better. Because getting better comes from insights that you do not have right now. And finally, these words describe Tom: be selfless, be humble, but yet be courageous. Tom wins, but he wins by putting his team first and taking everyone across the finish line. And as you listen to the conversation, you also will see how beautifully Tom defines success. His definition of success is very unique. It's an ongoing, iterative journey. One, he talks about make yourself always ready for success, which means play, knowing you will win. And once you win, you know exactly how to pose for the winning picture and how to move forward. So success should not come as a surprise to you. Second, he talks about early success evaporates. Have a plan to take it beyond. If you're running a marathon, don't just be excited to be at mile 2. Yes, there are micro celebrations, a tiny fist pump, show those triceps of yours. But be prepared, have a plan to take it beyond. And finally, Tom also talks about be prepared for unintended consequences of success. Sometimes success is big. It may need you to change the way you're doing business. Simple example. You put in a plan to attract customers. You were thinking for 3 to 5%. But you surprised yourself how brilliant your team is. It becomes a 15% increase in transactions. Be ready. A great example is the platform I'm using right now, Zoom. When COVID came, so many of us moved to Zoom to communicate. Zoom became our day-to-day voice. But with that, as Zoom's stock increased, Zoom made sure they were ready to increase the capacity and at no point make us feel left behind. So be prepared for the unintended consequences of success. So this particular episode with Tom Cole, I really enjoyed listening to Tom. And as you listen, reflect on Tom's personality. Because in Secrets to Win Big, it's very important for us to showcase and for all of us to learn that there are different styles. And as I talked about Tom, the gentle person who speaks last, but But when he speaks, you all listen, because Tom Cole is a big impact winner. I invite you to listen to Tom's podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, or Spotify, or at zenmango.com. Thank you and happy listening.